Record progress. Hello, everybody. I'm very happy to have another young Indian with us, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Bidisha Chakraborty. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Bidisha.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for inviting me. I'm honored to be part of this initiative you have started. My name is Bidisha Chakraborty. I'm from Kolkata, the city of joy. I am an economist by degree, but I'm a data analyst by profession. Currently, I'm working as a data analyst in an MNC by the name EXL Services. My formal training has been in economics. I have gained a master's degree from the University of Calcutta, where I was awarded the Order of Merit for ranking sixth. So I would also like to talk about why I decided to be part of this today. So a few reasons have motivated me to be a part of this thing. So three of the primary reasons being that the variation in the background of the guests who are invited to be part of this talk. Every one of them are successful people. They come from different backgrounds. They share their invaluable knowledge, and they provide a lot of I think confidence to the people who are looking up to them. The initiative itself is like an archive of content for the future generation to look into if they need any help with the subject. One can experience various point of views. Some of the videos have intrigued me as well. They were inspiring and knowledgeable. I'm really happy to share my ideas in a way that I want to, how I would mold them and or the direction that I would want to take my speech. Usually, a conventional podcast or interview is often disrupted by the continuity, but here that thing is not present. I felt, and that is very, comfortable place for somebody to post their ideas. I would want to spread awareness about my subject, which is economics, in this video, and where one can go further with it. In our country, the combination of economics, statistics, and mathematics is often seen as something very difficult. And I see a lot of children not opting for that. So, however, I found it more difficult to find a job that is based on this field rather than the combination itself. So to mention that my beginnings in of academic journey, I pursued my bachelor's in economics from Bethune College. Being the first women's college in India, the walls of the college are you can just find history everywhere. The resilience that women had to do something during that age for the country and for women empowerment is impeccable. I must say that my college did inspire me to be more ambitious in life. So after that, however, during like after completing my bachelor's, it was COVID, and during my COVID, I had to take the decision of applying for masters in Calcutta University itself. However, the future seemed quite monotonous and difficult because securing a PhD position in India is not very easy. And however, if even if somebody secures the position, it is often dragged for very long. And many students are leaving it midway because of financial constraints that they have. Eventually, I decided to sit for some campusing opportunities, and miraculously, I bragged the first job interview that I sat for. And I felt like that things really started working out for me. Till then, all my research work was mostly theoretical based. And hence, getting this job, I thought that I might be working with real life data and I might add some more meaning to all the concepts that I have been studying till now. And I wanted to contribute to something new and meaningful work in my life. Uh, I would also like to say that, you know, by sharing my life experiences, students uh, might feel more hopeful to take up this subject, economics, or students who are interested in pursuing economics and are hesitant right now might understand that you might not need to be so afraid of it. So I'm in a number of groups which I can see that people help each other immensely during my university life. My professors helped me so much. I think I owe a huge part of my success to my professors. I have always felt that with the correct guidance, if you are honest, hardworking, and true to the subject. And by true to the subject, I mean that if you are studying the subject because you love it and you're passionate about it, then you will definitely succeed. It should not be like a pressure that I want to do something with this subject because my friends are doing it or my parents have asked me to. It should be you loving it. And I did not have to wait much after my master's because I already had my job offer in my hand. And this financial stability that I got from my job made me quite comfortable in life. I was able to fulfill many desires, like maybe taking international trips or buying some luxury products. And I owe it to my subject. It made so many desires come true in so many ways. However, I realized that I got too comfortable and I began to think that my job is lacking the dynamism that I needed in life. And hence, I chose the difficult decision to switch from corporate life, which is very comfortable, I feel, and to pursue academics once again. Right now, I am serving the notice period in my company. I'll be joining the University of Manchester for my second master's in economics in the upcoming September intake. The future seems uncertain, and the financial stability is definitely not there anymore. But my dream still stands to do something groundbreaking in my field and to be the first in my bloodline with a doctorate. It is also important for one to figure out what works best for them. What worked for me might not work for someone else. So everyone has to find their way, what works for them or what is their calling. And I shared this journey of mine so that the upcoming generation can understand that whatever subject you study, if studied well, there will always be a scope. For upcoming economists, the market is booming because with the rise of AI, chatbot, and the demand for economic changes, this is a good time to be an economist, I feel. Even in this scarce job market, I would say that if you are a data-driven economist, you can fetch many chances of, good jobs. So future economists, I would like to say them that along with theoretical concepts, it is important to also know all the applied concepts that is, in your surrounding, which I think is a bit lacking in our country because the syllabus is still a bit obsolete. I feel that they concentrate more on the theoretical part, on the definitions and on the equations, but how do we use those equations? That is something I really felt that it lacks still now. So not all concepts and not all knowledge can be learned through the web or books. Some things need to be learned in the classroom, in the presence of your peers and the professors. So, for that, I think attending classes with regularity is also one of the very important factors for your success. Along with that, you also need to believe in yourself. So, my idea is that if you do not believe in yourself, how can someone else believe in you? So, even in the darkest of days or when you're failing, maybe one or two papers, you should still keep your hope that you'll do something and you'll just get your success, obviously, definitely someday soon. So success is not linear in life. One can experience failure after a series of success. True success is when you can overcome all these failures repetitively throughout your life. And now I have said a lot about my academic life. I would like to also say something about what are the extracurricular activities that I do that keeps me sane. So I have been training as an OTC dancer for the past 1.5 years. I have performed in group shows, but I expect to gain the confidence to perform solo someday as well and to excel in it. I also like the idea of knowing more than one language. So I have been trying to learn French in my pastime. And besides that, I started learning how to play chess, and hence I try to play one or two games every day and try to practice to get better at it each day at a time. This is all for me. Thanks for inviting me to this talk again. I'm really happy that I got this forum to express my thoughts and extend my suggestions and with viewpoints to the upcoming generation. Hope this really helps the cause. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Bidisha. It's a very interesting and powerful story you have told us. I mean, look at this. A young woman went to a top college in India, a top master's degree, gets a good job, plenty of money, I'm sure, in the current trend, and says, not enough, not enough for
Yeah.
me. I am more than this. And you
Yes.
are. Okay. And this is the face of modern India. that, you know, many years ago, people would have said, "Are you mad? You quit a job like this
Yes.
after such a good education? You're mad. Nobody would do it." But today, young people are more ambitious and they deserve more. You know, they can do more and they deserve more. So you said, okay, all this is very good, but it's not enough for me. I have to learn French, I have to learn chess, I have to learn Odyssey. And by the way, I have to get another master's degree. I'm mad. And by the way, I failed in so many things. Okay, this is great. I'm saying this is great. Okay, you know, it's the honest truth that whatever it is that I'm great, I'm not great enough, and I failed many times. Okay, it's a very powerful message of today's India, that you know, we don't stop at college classes, and we think college classes are very good, but if you have any ambition, then college classes, perhaps in India, are not enough. Okay, so good. I'm glad you are able to chase your dream and your desire. But tell us why you decided to go abroad and why to Nottingham, I heard, right? Nottingham. So
No, Manchester, University of
Manchester.
Manchester.
Okay, Manchester.
Yes.
You know, I'm not so, yeah, I heard somebody else talk about Nottingham, stuck in my mind. So Manchester. Okay, fine. So why abroad? Why Manchester? Why masters?
Uh,
In
yeah,
economics.
so
That's in economics or in some other subject.
yes, economics itself. Yeah,
Okay, fine.
I'm
So
repeating my
let's have
master's.
all three. Why masters? Another masters? Why Manchester? Why econ? Let's hear it.
So basically, after working in corporate, I realized that even though I'm working with data, it is still stuck to a certain pattern, to a certain, devices, maybe a certain script of Python or maybe VBA. I have worked on those. I know Python, I know Power BI, but it was not fulfilling enough because so many questions we can see our surrounding countries, they are all having so many changes and so many growth opportunities that are coming up. So I felt that it was not enough for me. I felt that maybe my growth pace is not that good because in corporate it's the managers who decide your growth. You are not having any hold in that, and hence I kind of felt demotivated in that way. So I expected to do something more for myself, and hence I chose this decision of shifting to academics once again. Now
Hmm.
I could have directly applied for PhD and all, but then again I felt that the master's degree that I gained from here, from India itself, I lacked the way to use those concepts. I know the concepts. If you ask me, I can give you the definitions, I can give you the equations, I can prove LHS equals to RS, I can prove so many things. But if you give me reason of why maybe a farmer is supposed to put 10 grams of fertilizer in field A and 20 grams of fertilizer in field B, I cannot answer it exactly at that point. I won't know how to take that approach. I felt that that is something that lagged there. So even while I was preparing for the application process for abroad, I applied to a few universities itself, and I saw that they have prerequisite readings of books that is not followed in India. And in those books itself, there were these questions and assignments and examples, and that really made me be more curious of, okay, I can use my knowledge in this way as well. So that is why I decided that maybe if I want to do a PhD which is fruitful enough, I need another master's from abroad. I will know better of how to use these techniques, these methods, and hence I went for another master's. Obviously the cost, the tuition fees is quite high. It's not very easy for everyone to decide, and thankfully I did receive a partial scholarship, but then again I'm hoping that it works out for me too. It's uncertain because it is difficult out there. Here in India I'm competing with Indians, but abroad I'll be competing with so many people from so many countries itself, so it is obviously going to be more difficult. But I hope that I am able to face it and I'm able to move forward with it. And as you said that, learning ODC, playing chess or learning French is not enough, which is true because I think I'm capable of doing a lot better than what I am doing right now. And I just didn't want to get stuck with corporate and then at the end of the day, coming back from office and going for maybe a party or discussing with my colleagues of how their children are growing up or which schools
Mhm.
they're going to. It really did not interest me much. Or they kept on asking me, when am I going to get married? And that is not something I have in my plan right now. I have plans that are very different from these people. So I did not feel like I belonged to that group anymore. That is the reason I thought of the switching.
Okay, so it's partly that the belonging to that group is not something that you are looking forward to. Okay,
Yes.
that's not enough for you. It needs to be
Yes.
international, perhaps, needs to be more stimulating, and so on. Okay, so if you had your wishes, I mean, master's, PhD, these are all inputs.
Yes.
They are not the outcomes. So suppose you do what you are thinking. What do you want to do with all that knowledge and wisdom and degrees and so on? What is it that drives you at the end of it?
So basically, I want to, I look at all the countries taking all the decisions, these policy changes. I think that in our country itself, there has to be some changes. A lot of decisions are, still obsolete. The mindset is maybe not very open still now. I feel like that. So once I gain the PhD, the degree, I think I will have some power to decide, okay, if this is correct or if this is wrong, or maybe I
Hmm.
can give my inputs. I want to work for my country someday, maybe help out with these policy changes or these economic decisions, maybe take my country to a better level. I feel because
Hmm.
our country has a lot of scope of growing with the given resources, with the given population that we have. I
Hmm.
think that it's still underutilized and there's a lot of brain drain. I don't want that to happen. I want like to maybe make some policies that reduces this brain drain. I mean, even I am trying to go for an education abroad. I want that to be available in India itself because a lot of people, children dream to get what I'm planning to get. But because of this financial constraint, they're unable to. And all the people that I'm talking to, most of them are taking educational loan and they're going abroad. And I think that taking educational loan is a very big liability for the future, given that it is so uncertain. So I want that thing to change for my country. So maybe help out my country in that way someday.
Okay, all right. And you do all these hobbies to keep yourself sane. So you're saying to
Yes.
me that the work drives you insane. Is that it? Or do you enjoy
I I really enjoy the work, but then again, it becomes
the
stressful at certain point
Hmm.
because maybe, for example, if I'm sitting with a certain question and I'm unable to solve it,
Mhm.
so that sitting with that question for maybe 5 hours, it's something stressful. So that
Yeah.
is when I go for maybe taking some break, and I don't really want to scroll my phone with the social media and all. I really feel that it's good, but then again it really hampers the concentration that I had for my subject maybe 2 hours back. When I was sitting with that subject. So
Mhm.
that is why I feel like maybe doing these things will help me get back my calmness, and then again sit with my question and try to solve it again. So this is something that I practice.
Okay, and does it help, in
It
your own
does.
opinion?
Yes, I think it does. I think that I also teach little children who are in school. So I have seen them this change since COVID, because before COVID, children did not have phones or children did not have this access to social media.
Hmm.
So before that, a child was able to sit with maths for 2 hours, but after COVID onwards, a child is unable to sit with maths for 2 hours. I faced this with while teaching. So that is something I understood that I don't want that to happen for myself. So I took up this hobby, hence. And I think that if I play two matches of chess, maybe I win or I lose, it's something that where I can use my brain and it feels good that okay, I could do this, I could do that, and that helps me, and I can come back to my studies once again.
Okay, tell us about this teaching. Where I am surprised to hear it because I don't remember seeing it in your profile. So tell us about it.
Yeah, it is something. So, I while I was in college, I started doing it so that I can have some pocket money to cover the expenses that I was going to and fro to my college and all. So, I used to teach students from school. I still do that. So, because I was in college, I was able to teach students from class 6 to 10. I still do that. I still teach students from class 6 to 10. So, I teach them the science part, that is maths, physics, chemistry, biology, because I felt that I was good in it, and I think I can guide the students in a better way. Till class 10, I was very comfortable with maths, but 11 onwards, I started really getting scared because I feel that I did not get the proper guidance. The teacher that I was going to maybe was not able to explain to me the correct way that I need to look at my subject. So that is when I decided that maybe if I can help students in that way as well. I teach out of love and not because I need to earn money or something like that. So it's just out of love for students and to help out students as many as possible. That is
So
that
how do
that
you
is the
find these
reason.
students? How do you find them? How do they
So
find you?
yeah, so that is because I have also friends who are teachers in schools and they also take private tuition. So it's like referencing. So my friend teaches, you can ask her, and if they like me, I continue, which happens most of the cases. Like till now, I am leaving in September, but my students are like, no, ma'am, you please stay, because they're kind of attached that okay, she teaches in a certain pattern, and it children don't really like to change the teachers as much as often as like we would expect it to, because certain teachers have a certain pattern of teaching and being friends with their students itself. So that is something, and I am not very old, so they kind of are able to relate to me with my subjects.
So how many students have you taught?
So I have taught not many, I would say, but till now, I've taught around 10, 12 students over the years, course of years.
Okay, all right, 10 to 12.
Yes.
And any successes in them that you want to share?
So my first student, I still meet her sometimes. She has become like my sister. I taught her from class 6 till class 10.
Yeah.
And when I joined her, her math score was in 40s. She wasn't scoring well. She did not like the subject much, and physics, chemistry, biology was just introduced to her in classic. In India, it is class 6 when we get this segregation of science, and she was very scared about this segregation of subjects. So so from getting 40% in maths and being scared in physics, chemistry, biology, she scored, I guess, 95% in her class 10 boards.
Hmm.
She scored above 90 in all of the subjects in science, and she was extremely happy with
Hmm.
her score, and she felt fulfilled. I felt that okay, I could help somebody
Hmm.
that great that way. And this has happened with another student of mine as well, who was scared with maths and science, and then she was able to get a much higher score than she was getting
Okay, so wonderful. And can you tell me what is the
school
secret
that
to teaching
and
mathematics?
then in boards.
So
So
what's
that
the
is something.
secret? What's the secret to teaching mathematics?
I try to teach uh
Yeah, there was a hitch in the internet. So my
yes, there was,
question
yeah,
was,
yes.
what is your secret to teaching mathematics?
Yeah. So the first thing is I try to teach them with stories. I try to relate them with their lives. And few tricks are there that I learned when I was studying. Like for example, trigonometry, we have a certain trick that all that sentence, if we follow, then a lot of formulas will be covered in that. So
Hmm.
some people have curly brown hair turned permanently black. In
Hmm.
this sentence, the children are able to find the formula for sine theta, cos theta, tan theta together. So, like these things I try to follow, and I pressurize practice maths every day. At least 5 sums or 10 sums every day with date. Like those copies essentially do the practicing.
Okay, we are having a little problem. Let me just put you on pause for a minute. So we are out of the internet glitch. Bidisha is telling us her secret of teaching mathematics. She talked about sentences and doing lots of sums every day. So please continue.
Yes, so I think that not just a sincere student, the teacher also needs to be sincere. So if I ask them to practice sums every day, I
Hmm.
also need to check those sums so that they feel that their work is valued.
Hmm.
So every day I make sure I check their copies and I give them inputs of how they can improve, and that is how so these students feel like it's an achievement of completing this task for the week.
Hmm.
So that
Hmm.
is how they got better over time, because if
Hmm.
if a if a student is practicing maths every day,
Hmm.
it is impossible that they don't get better. Any subject, it's not just maths, any
Hmm.
subject. If you
Hmm.
feel that I did that myself as well. If I felt any subject is difficult, I sat with it every day and I tried to get better each day at a time. And in within 3-4 months, I saw drastic changes in my knowledge regarding that subject.
Okay. All right. I think the time has come to hear from you the final word. What's your message to the world, to the youth, to anybody? The
Yeah,
final
yeah.
word.
So I would say that, taking up difficult decisions, it's not going to be easy, but you need to believe in yourself, you need to have that confidence, and you need to just move forward. If something does not work out, go for the next option. Always have plan A along with plan B. Plan
Hmm.
A does not work, go for plan B, but don't stop anywhere. And don't go for the easy path, I would say, because that would work out for you in present, but in the future you might regret it. You might think that, oh, I was young, I could have tried this, I could have tried that. So just try everything right now itself, when you are young and when you are strong and when you have all the opportunities and resources that you have, and just go forward. That is what I would suggest.
Okay. Thank you, Vidisha. I'm really happy that you came and you told
Thank you so
us
much.
about all the things that you do. And it's good to see young Indians doing such things. This was my reason to have this channel, to show the world that young Indians are not satisfied with good enough. They say the excellent is the enemy of the good, but sometimes good is not good enough. So
I
I'm glad
agree.
you told us all this. Let's end it here today. I'll be
Yes,
back with another young person or an expert, and stay online. I have some things to talk to you. Okay, thank you.
sure.
Bye bye.
Yes, thank you.